Hi, it's Ross Stisi here from the Stisi group. So almost a week ago we put a post up on our Facebook page. Skipton Building Society are giving away 40 times £1,000 to a chosen charity involved in homes and things like that. So we put a Facebook post up and loads of people commented on it, putting up your charity, Steps to Hope. I think there was about 70 comments, and I think about 69 of them were Steps to Hope. And I thought, what is this charity? I've never heard of it before. The reason I've never heard of it before is it's only a year old.
Just over a year.
Old. So naturally, I went and googled Steps to Hope, found this website, found this mobile phone number, which I thought that is absolutely amazing, having your mobile phone number on the website. And I phoned it. I spoke to you, and I thought, I need to come and see you and have a wee chat with you, see where we as a business can help, and just find out a wee bit more about your story. So Richard.
Good stuff, Ross, nice
Lovely
to meet you.
So who is Richard Roncero?
Do you know, I'm just an addict, you know. As this charity kind of has been growing and developing, I've been invited to do talks like this and papers and all that kind of stuff, and I always have to just try and keep my feet on the ground. You know, I'm just an addict that suffered with addiction for a long time, and was fortunate enough to be handed the solution to addiction. So really, I'm just the exact same as any of our service users. The only difference is I just don't use or drink anymore. So I'm a grateful addict, and that's who I am. And
so, if you don't mind me asking, when did you last use?
I can tell you the exact date. It was the 27th of December 2014.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So was that Christmas meltdown, and then, or you were given an ultimatum, or what happened?
To be honest with you, it was actually I had came to a point where I had tried for 10 years to actively stop.
Right.
You know, I was in active addiction for for 16 years. The first 5 years was probably the best time in my life, Ross. You know, that was my solution to life.
Right.
But you know, I crossed that invisible line, and I just couldn't stop, and everything was getting on top of me, losing relationships, all that kind of stuff. And I had tried for 10 years, psychologists, therapists, GPs.
Oh wow, so you've been down all the normal routes.
And on the 27th of December, you know, I fantasised about dying a lot, you know. And it's funny because when I talk about this, it wasn't actually a morbid thought for me. I was excited by it.
Yeah.
I truly didn't want to be here anymore.
Right.
So the thought of overdosing excited me, and that's where I was at. That's where I was at. I just didn't want to be anymore. So on the 27th, it was an attempt on my life.
Right. Okay.
And you know, thankfully, I woke up and it didn't happen, and I ended up going into rehab for the second time, and it was at that point, you know, I started to recreate my life.
Wow. So something in you changed? You think something in you changed? Or
hit bottom.
You hit bottom.
Hit bottom, and I used to think hitting bottom was losing the girlfriend or being kicked out and sleeping outside or going to prison, and no, I learnt that it was something inside of me that said, I just can't do this anymore. Right. I just can't live like this anymore, and something needs to give, do you know? And so I there was a surrender within myself that says I just can't. So I had to seek out a new answer to life, and thankfully it was another addict who was in recovery at the time who reached out to me.
So you found them or they found you?
So I was attending mutual aid groups for recovery meetings where addicts all go. There's hundreds on weekly in Edinburgh and the Lothians, and we go there and addicts share their experience and all that kind of stuff, and that's where I was connected with a recovery community. People who were the exact same as me, who felt the same, behaved the same, used the same, yet they weren't doing that anymore.
Right.
So I just kind of followed them.
Yeah. So it wasn't a doctor or a psychologist or another half it was someone who's been there and done it essentially.
Another addict. It was like-minded people.
Like-minded. So you know that they had been where you were, if you like.
Yeah.
Is that right?
And I think, do you know what's key about that is, I could never get quite honest because I'm driven with insecurities and fear and anxiety and feeling less than and all these type of stuff. So instantly I want people to like me.
Yeah.
So what I've done is my whole life is I wear masks.
Yeah.
I put a mask on and I'm almost a chameleon. I'll fit into different social groups and I'll play up to what I think they want me to be.
Yeah.
Sit me in front of another addict who's armed with the facts about himself.
Yeah.
All the walls came down and I could actually just be honest. There was no judgment, there was no consequence. Do you know, I could actually go, this is my experience.
Yeah.
And all of it, and then that just opened it up to something new in my life.
Wow. So at what point did you, from going from being an addict, obviously, so is the term you're still in recovery, is that?
I describe myself as a recovered addict.
Recovered addict, right, okay. And then from there, at what point did you think, I've been there, I've done that, I've worn the t-shirt, I'm now going to give something back to others, just like someone gave to you, I suppose. At what point did that become a thing in your mind?
Well, there's it's called the 12 steps, and Steps to Hope definitely believe in the 12 steps.
Is that where the name came from, Steps to Hope?
So we obviously can't have anything to do with it because that would be copyright and all that kind of stuff. It was actually my daughter who named this charity Steps to Hope, and basically the 12-step recovery programme is about admitting you have a problem, addressing you've got a problem, continuing to watch your behaviours and ultimately reach out to as many people as you can and be an example to them and try and show them that there is a new way of life that can be had.
Wow.
So that's where I'm at now. I absolutely love it. It's better than any substance I've ever took in my life.
And so in terms of having an addictive personality or addictive natures, that sort of thing, do you think you've now become addicted to this?
This definitely is.
When I'm pointing to this, we're literally sitting behind or in front of, so we're in St Columbus Church, which is where you look after all these people on a Monday night and a Sunday somewhere else, isn't it?
St Cuthbert's, yeah,
St Cuthbert's. So I'm literally sitting looking at lots and lots of people out there. They're getting fed, they're getting watered, they're getting looked after. I've lost my train of thought there about the question.
Yeah.
But do you think this is your new addiction, I suppose?
You see, any addiction that I've ever had always came with a consequence and a harm. This hasn't it. You know, I've kind of got to a place where it's selfish and self-centeredness was my issue all my life. I've served myself. And it didn't work. It almost brought me to death. So you know, now I'm in a position where I just want to be of maximum service to others. And there's no consequence to this. I absolutely love it. It's my passion.
That's amazing. And obviously, I know you work a full time occupation as well. So this is literally centred. So you've got your own life, you've got your kids, and ultimately this revolves around everything else in your life, isn't it?
Very busy, yeah.
So you're a very, very busy man.
Yeah.
A very, very busy man. So where does the money come from?
Okay, so Steps to Hope, we're a non-profit organisation. We aren't funded. You know, we have had donations and a couple of grants. STV, Starbucks, ScotMid, big chains have gave us a donation, but ultimately our funding comes from our amazing volunteers who do sponsorships, where we do raffles on our social media page, events and stuff. So that alone is very, very busy trying to keep that income coming in, because you know we've set up projects that have to be sustainable. You know, we've basically said as an organisation come here every Monday night and you can get a free course meal.
Yeah.
Do you know, the doors will be open. The same with Sundays, at Sunday suppers.
Yeah.
So we have to make sure that the funds are there.
Yeah, you're running it like a business, really, aren't you? The cash has got to come in so you can spend.
We're non-profit, but it's exactly has to be run like a business. You know, last night at Sunday suppers, that's a new project that we've launched at St Cuthbert's. So last night was our third week open, and we hit 72 people last night. We fed 72 people, which is our highest number since we've actually opened this soup kitchen. 72 people fed and watered and offered a solution to addiction is incredible. Incredible.
So when you're saying offered a solution to addiction, what's happening there? So you're feeding these people, you're watering them, so to speak. So what is the help that they are then getting in terms of for the addiction side?
So what Steps to Hope do is, you know, rather than signposting and saying, you know, you can go there, part of our person, we've got strong recovery within our volunteers. One of our volunteers is 17 years sober, another one 10 years, I'll be 5 years, and we've got good strong recovery. Part of our recoveries is to attend recovery meetings. And we all go together. So rather than saying to our service users, oh, you can go there, we're saying, come with us, brother. We're going to a meeting. Let's go. So we're actually chaperoning them over to, rather than signposting them. It's a very daunting thing to walk into a place on your own and not. So we're saying, come with us. What we offer is, we've got a 4-bedroom right now, which Steps to Hope pay. It's a room that has 4 beds in it. What we do is offer referrals to rehab. Now it takes about 3 months on average to get a placement into rehab, and it's residential. It's the same rehab I came through. So while there are the referrals in and they're waiting their placement, it would be really unrealistic to expect someone to curl up into an alleyway at night time, get up and go to a meeting. So what we do is we put them into our property. We pay the rent for that, so there's nothing for them to pay. They just have to attend daily recovery meetings while they're awaiting their placement. So that's their rent almost to pay.
So that's their bit. So you're saying you're going to get that. So it's a bit of give and take, really, isn't it? So we're going to give as long as
we only work with the guys that want to get better. Because the truth is, a lot of people. My experience, as I said, I wanted to stop, but I still had a few years left to using in me. So really, it's the guys that are willing to show with their feet that they're willing to go to any lengths. Steps to Hope will walk alongside these guys. We'll support them financially. We'll back them up, give them emotional support, you know, and walk with them on their journey. You know, so what happens is, if they get offered a placement into rehab, they go in there for 3 months. They'll walk out of there essentially 90 days, 3 months clean and sober, and then they get offered a house when they leave. So they're clean and sober and they're housed.
That's quite amazing. And how many guys or women, for that matter, have you seen go through that kind of process so far? I
get asked this a lot, and anyone who see when we're filling out grant forms, they say, give us your statistics and stuff. If we understand addiction, you know, we could work with the next 10 people and they'll just fall away, they're not ready. Then we can work with another 10 people and they'll all get it. It's so difficult to put on measure results. But what we're doing is, so far we've managed to get 2 guys into rehab. One graduated, he's now housed, got a full-time job. Another guy who we got him a placement in rehab, but he didn't end up going in. He's now at university. He's a service provider for Steps to Hope. But I think what's probably the most important thing that we're doing is we're planting seeds. So whether or not they get it today, eventually they might hit their bottom, as I was talking about, and they'll go, Steps to Hope. And they might come back. It might be next year. It might be, do you know what I mean? But we'll be here strong and waiting for anyone that's wanting it.
And you've set this other service up, which has been on the go for 3 weeks now? Is that right?
Sunday supper.
Sunday supper. And you've already had your kind of biggest night so far. So presumably, people are out there that are homeless or addicted. They're talking to each other a lot.
Absolutely.
And you're seeing more and more service users, as you call them, coming in
Yeah.
and using the service.
Absolutely. Do you know, we've got another service where we'll go out at like 5, 6 in the morning, and we'll count everyone who's actually sleeping rough, and then we'll go and buy them coffees, and we'll deliver, we'll do that same route again, drop the coffees off, give them our information, and we're now starting to see these guys leak and coming in.
Yeah.
You know, I think what Steps to Hope are trying to do is change the stigma of an addict and a homeless person, the perception of the general public, and I'm not saying everyone, but there is.
And what is that perception?
Do you know, well, I've experienced that, you know, we're scum, we're junkies, and do you know, it's a choice, all these type of things, and rather than looking actually the trauma behind the reason, the causes and conditions as to why someone feels that they need to numb themselves or change the way they feel through substance, do you know, blotting out their intolerable situation, living on the street, their only crutch would be to pick up a drink or use substance, because these guys have lost all hope. They're depressed, they've no family, do you know, it's a daily grind, and there's a lot of folk who just walk past these folk, you know, and just don't look at them in the eye and all that. So for me, it's for Steps to Hope, it's about love, it's about compassion, it's about, you know, sitting down, you know, I'll park myself down on the curb and sit and go, how are you doing? Do you know, my name's Richie and I'm an addict. and through that, barriers come down.
Is that right?
Do you know, I've done a couple of sleep roughs for Steps to Hope. And Christmas Eve to Christmas Day, just there, I'd done a 24-hour sleep rough, and I had 7 people crying on my shoulder through identifying with what I was sharing, and they started to share back, and very openly and honestly, do you know, and that's key. That's do you know, that spark happens within a couple of minutes, and there's a breakthrough, you know.
So why? Maybe a silly question. I don't really know, because I don't really know much about it. But why is there no real government funding for you guys yet? Then is that? I take it you're knocking on the door, but nothing's happening. Is it?
Yeah, we're do you know, we're definitely creating waves within Edinburgh. We're certainly getting recognised with the other major homeless organisations that are out there. But the thing is, we're just a new charity right now. Do you know, and we registered on the 4th of April last year, but once we registered, there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, trying to get leaflets and websites and all. So we never actually really came out into the public domain until 6 months later. Do you know? So really, the projects we've set up have been going on about a year, but now people are starting to notice, and I really hope that local businesses, companies, government funding, the council do recognise what Steps to Hope are doing, and see that actually we do have a solution too. Do you know, because I honestly feel that as long as there's substance and alcohol, there's always going to be poverty and homelessness.
That's right.
Because if you're an addict
and heartache,
are you going to pay your rent, or are you going to chase your feel good factor? Do you know, your high, and do you know, substance wins out every time, unfortunately. So unless that's treated, we don't think there's a point in putting someone into a house, because they're going to lose it ultimately. Do you know what I mean?
And I suppose as this gets bigger and bigger, you know, your councils and that sort of thing, they're not going to be able to ignore it forever. Not that they're ignoring it on purpose, obviously, but eventually. So I think, you know, like social media and things like that, it's about getting attention, isn't it? That's, you know, like so our business is about putting stuff on social media, and you get attention, and hopefully someone will become a customer or a client at some point.
Absolutely.
That's the point of it. You guys are getting attention by ultimately helping people who are, you know, it's kind of outgoing ripple effect.
Absolutely, and I think watching, do you know, the guys in here are all coming in, they've all used together, they've maybe all slept rough together, and then there's 1 or 2 of them breaking off and starting to engage with Steps to Hope, and the rest of the room is actually watching silently, and all of a sudden they're starting to see these guys get better, stop using detox, and ultimately becoming one day clean and sober, and building on that, and as these examples are leaking through,
you're thinking,
everyone's going, it's possible.
It's possible.
Do you know? So that's been key. And in Steps to Hope, we follow certain stories from people who have been sleeping rough and addiction, to being housed in sobriety, and I think that's kind of capturing the public's. Do you know, they're taking notice, and it's a great thing to watch. Do you know, it's
absolutely.
It's I love it.
And press attention. Presumably, there've been the press knocking on the door and various other different.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as I spoke to you on Friday, and you told me a wee bit of the story, I was like, that's just amazing. I thought I would love to come and see you and sit and have a wee chat. I've never done anything like this before. I thought I want to come and see you and speak to you because the story immediately, I was like, that's just such an amazing story, and if we can help share it a wee bit out of the way, if we can help as well do other things.
Absolutely. That's I think that's what's needed rather than looking down at something. And by the way, when I was in active addiction, I done that myself. I looked, I was always comparing myself. At least I'm not like that, and all that. And now it's we're trying to say, do you know what? These people are out there suffering. This is the most vulnerable people in Edinburgh right now. I done a coffee run two mornings ago, and I actually seen two guys attack a homeless guy, punching him, and this guy, was defenceless. And I actually had to get in and block the
like two homeless guys beating on a homeless guy, or
two guys that were on a night out, attacking a homeless guy.
Right.
Now I actually had to get in between them, and the two guys ran off. But no wonder people are out there going, open the bottle or whatever, and aim for oblivion. I identify with that. When I've not got the tools to deal with life, just numb me. And no wonder, and when someone's not got a solution, they're coming in here, they've no hope, they're saying that I didn't know what to do. And thankfully that it's not just Steps to Hope, there's other recovery mutual aid groups that are carrying this message. What I didn't find out was it was another addict that I needed in my life. And I had to stumble across that solution. It took me 10 years to find that. And what we want to do is go, it's another addict. It's no methadone, or it's no Valium, or the hydrochloric.
It's almost the opposite of what you would think.
Absolutely.
You think, to help me, I need another addict almost, or pre-addict.
And recovery, and prescription drugs are great, and they do help stabilise people, but ultimately that's not the answer to a clean and sober life.
That's just to start the process.
You need to look at the root cause.
Exactly. So, and presumably everyone in here are volunteers.
Everyone's volunteers. We've got people who were once service users who are now volunteers. We've got people who are just amazing. They've contacted the page and says, I want to join.
Help.
We've got a family in tonight who actually lost their son through addiction. So a girl here tonight, she's 12, she lost her brother, she's with her mum and dad.
I saw her on the way in, that's right.
And they're amazing.
She was helping putting the chairs out and all the rest of it,
So they were there last night as well, and they're here tonight, and they're getting something out of trying to make a difference to people who are still out there and needing support and needing love and needing help, So there's a lot of heartbreaking stories.
So you need cash and good people.
That's it. Cash and good people.
Cash and good people. That's all the world needs, is cash and good people. So if people want to help, or they want to contribute or donate or set up a page, or so what would you suggest that people do? So
we have got an appeal here just now we're asking people to set up a standing order for £1 a month. It's the same cost as a bottle of Iron Brew. But that £1 a month really does make a massive difference to Steps to Hope. We're actually running a competition just now where we're trying to encourage people to fundraise on behalf of Steps to Hope. So the idea is, for every £50 that someone raises, their name will go into a hat. And come the 1st of February, so if you make £200, it'll go in 4 times. We'll draw out the lucky person, and we've got over £1,100 worth of prizes. I think one of them's a caravan holiday for a week. Brilliant. And all that kind of stuff, a golf tournament, championship. So we're trying to give people incentives to help us. Right.
So you will get plenty of people that want to help, don't you? But if you can add a bit of something in on the other side,
absolutely,
and it benefits both sides, for example, around the golf on the championship course or whatever it is.
And these prizes have been donated to us and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. We also do a annual Christmas handout. This is how Steps to Hope began. So part of my recovery was I had to look at all my harms that I had caused in my life. And one of my harms, basically I had to make amends to everyone. Anyone I'd verbally abused and owed money to, all that stuff. And one of the harms I had to make was to a homeless person. One of my amends I had to make was to a homeless person. So me and my daughter, she was 12 at the time, we went along Princess Street at Christmas and we handed out hats and gloves. And it was the most humbling experience. So the following year I says to my daughter, we'll get 10 wee bags and we'll go out and we'll hand them out. The following year we'd done 40 Santa sacks filled with sleeping bags, everything brand new, jackets. The year after that 50 Santa sacks, last year we'd done 60. And this year we're on target for 70 Santa sacks, which will be filled with everything from toiletries to basic necessities to brand new sleeping bags.
That everyone else takes for granted.
So we've got an appeal right now for donations for sleeping bags and all that. And our list is almost complete. We still need jackets and
so presumably we'll find that on the website and on the Facebook page.
That's more updated than the website.
What is the Facebook page?
So it's Steps to Hope Skio. So if you just type in Steps to Hope Skio.
So it's SCIO, isn't it?
Scottish Incorporated, Scottish Charity Incorporated Organisation.
Right. That's right. Okay, fair enough. So, well, that's absolutely amazing. Thanks very much for taking the time. What I'm going to do is us at the business, we're going to see where we can help. We do little things that, we contribute once a month. So we do a dress down Friday thing. But if you want to dress down, we put a $5 in the pot sort of idea. So we're building up a wee bit of a fund, and we're obviously going to find somewhere to put those funds. So I'll put that forward to the others in the business. Things like setting up a standing order. I do other runs and things like that as well, like Tough Mudders and all these sorts of things. And I'm going to do some fundraising for that as well. But us as a business, we're going to try and see if we can help in terms of volunteering and stuff like that as well.
Cash and good people.
And
just on that, we've got Just Giving set up. So if anyone does want to do it yourself, you want to do a sponsorship, you can select Steps to Hope.
That's perfect.
So the money that people donate to you would come straight to us.
That's brilliant.
So it's been great meeting you, Ross.
Cash and good people.
Cash and good people.
That's what's come out with all this. Cash and good people.
Love it.
It's been a pleasure. Thanks
very much.
Thank you
so much.
Much appreciated. Thank you. So I really hope you enjoyed that video. I certainly enjoyed spending Monday night there. I'm going to go back Monday as well, and just see where we can make a bit of a difference. Look them up, donate if you can, donate as much as you can, donate what you can. Look up their story. It is just such an amazing place. So hopefully you can help out, hopefully we can all help out. And if you watched it this far, thank you very much, and we'll hopefully speak to you soon. Thanks.